What's going on, everybody? It's Scarada, coming back at you guys with my new segment, and we're going to be doing a set review with two members of the community. I have Tetra and Eden here. Eden himself is another YouTuber, and Tetra is a competitive player I have met through the Discord tournaments. And so we're going to be going over the entire set, talking about the cards and just our overall opinions on each.
Hi everyone. Hope this is gonna be a good opinions video. Like, hope you share our opinions and see this set.
Yeah, I feel like there are some pretty cool cards in this set, to be honest, to add to the current meta.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the how we're gonna do our ratings. So I just want to let everybody know that these are our opinions. They're different perspectives. These aren't any factual things about each card. So don't roast us for anything that we might for any of the opinions that we might have. Um, our ratings will be 1 through 5. 1, unplayable, won't be used. 2, niche and fringe playable, so like maybe a 1 of. 3 is like a tech worthy, may see play in like low quantities. 4 is strong but not meta defining, and 5 is like a meta defining staple, something you'll see like 4 of or like mandatory puts in it like the certain colors. And so we're gonna go ahead and go over the pieces first. So let's go ahead and talk about illusions and lighting. So I'll go ahead and read this card here. So this is a two colorless piece for white and I believe green, and it is a main phase attack phase. You have to have a white and a green outrigger on your field, and then you choose one of the following. Target Signy gets plus 5k power, and if it is your, or you can optionally choose if it's your opponent's turn to give one of your Signy shadow until the end of the turn. What do you think about this, Tetra?
Uh, Actually, I think it's one of the worst Signis, the pieces, just because giving power is not that much of a deal, and shadow you probably won't need this most cases. I guess against some battle phase removal such as Buffalo. Like if we see an increase on that side of the removals, this might be something. But for now, I think it's like on the very bottom of the tier list for like pieces from this set.
Mm-hmm. And how about you, Ethan?
Yeah, I feel like when I look at this card, the effects to me are more like Signy effects.
Mm-hmm.
When I look at pieces, I'm always like, I guess pieces should have like a stronger effect. When we look at like top tier pieces, we know what effects we're looking at. Like, and when you look at this card, like a Signy gets plus 5k, you have a bunch of Signies that do this, and you don't need to pay 2. And then to give Shadow, that might have its uses, but I don't see like anyone really playing this thing, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest.
Yeah, I think
Because it's just your opponent's turn. So
that's like the
Yeah.
biggest problem with the card is that
Hmm.
it only works on your opponent's turn. So like it only works on attack phase forms of removal, which like isn't super popular right now, and it's not going to be like very used until like a couple sets later. So yeah, and the 5k power like for for 2 enter is like really bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like Wolf Mirage that I believe that 2 gives exactly 5k. It's just like in the best case scenario, you're dodging some Signy with Lancer, which is not very popular either.
Yeah, and the worst part in
Hmm.
comparison to um to that assistal rig is that that assistal rig is free, I believe, and then it pumps everything by 5k. This thing is only one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
is then you have the very good effects for like 7 energy in total. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
free on
This card
enter.
is a really hot one for me.
I will give less, but we don't have zero. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
They're nice, but
I
it's just not.
one is just unplayable. So like you won't be seeing this at all. So
And even if there are the conditions to play this card, for some reason a very meta heavy removals on the, like, you have many cards that remove stuff on battle phase. Like, there's just better stuff to play in general that will flip the board, etc.
yeah, I agree.
The next piece we're gonna look at is Eaten Toppa. The text is you need to have a red and blue Erig, and I think right now that's just no limit, isn't it? And
Yeah.
then I would just have that. Maybe Ancient Surprise if you want, but mostly that. And got 4 powers for the effects, and you get to play 2 of the followings for effects. First is Vanish target Signy with 8k or less. The second effect is your opponent chooses a card from their hand zone and puts it into the trash. And third, your opponent discards a card at random. And fourth, you draw a card. What I think about this card is just have a bunch of like medium effects, but just the fact is so flexible, and like these effects are average, but like for 2 NR are really good to pull off. For even if you get to choose from 2 of them to activate, and it's just a flexible card. I think maybe there's something like the pieces are slightly better than this, like because they maybe do one thing, but they do that very good. But I think this is a cool option for now. What do you think about this?
Honestly, I kind of like this card. Like, the way I evaluate this card is that you're paying 1 enter for X effect. Because if you equate it to like something like the spells, like Inferno, you're paying 1 for them to pop an AK or less, or if you're like random draining, you're paying 1 to discard a card at random from your opponent. So
Also, is it's random that discard, so
yeah, so that's nice too. I think like the effects on these are very like they're not like super impactful, but the combination of 2 of them can be like pretty strong. And
also might fix some of your like plays on the spot. Like if you need to discard the one more, if you need one more removal, you didn't find the through your cards.
Yeah, I think this card is like really like you can use the effects and depending on what you need at the time and all of that. Kind of like it too, to be honest.
yeah, in my personal opinion, like I feel like this will see play in like some capacity. Like maybe there might be some people that slot this in, especially like in like um the what is it called, like the Dream Team decks. I feel like a lot of people will be seeing this.
Even just to try that out.
Yeah, I think this card
Yeah.
has potential.
Yeah. 3 is probably fitting.
Yeah,
Surely,
I
I
was
wouldn't
thinking
say
about it
this
too.
is just a niche card.
Yeah, niche, but it's like it's very fitting.
I think we will have like on average like very like solid votes overall, like all the same
Yeah,
votes,
very
because
similar. Yeah.
some cards are really like you see the cut on some card, like what they do.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on.
Next one. All right, so the next one we have is Azure Black Gaia. It's a piece that costs 3, colorless, and you need to have a blue and a black Elrig on the field. And the effect is basically just your opponent discards 2 cards at random. Then you can add up to 2 target Signy without the Guardian symbol from your trash to your hand, whose total level is equal to the total level of the Signy discarded this way. I have a personal love with this card for some reason. My opinion might be biased here. I'm just gonna go right out of the gate saying that. I've been trying out this card in a diagram Musica Center.
Uh huh.
I like as the other. I've been between this and another card that we'll be seeing later. I kind of like this because since diagram mills a lot, it helps you go grab your stuff from the trash a bit better, and it just when you since your opponent needs to discard 2 cards at random, you might just snipe that guardian
Hmm.
that guard card in their hand, and that happened to me already, and it felt really great.
Yeah. Honestly, this card in particular, I think this is like out of the couple pieces that we're going to be seeing, I think this is definitely one of the better ones because the cool thing about this one is you can activate it on turn 2 if you'd like, even turn 1 in some cases, and
Hmm.
the amount of like tempo you can get from this card is like pretty major because you're paying 3 out. You're already going to be paying 3 enter, so you're going to be filling your drop with possibly multiple targets, and then you're just going to be slamming 2 cards out of your opponent's hand and then getting a +2 off of this. This card's like pretty. This card's pretty good, I think.
I think that too. I like I think it also enables you to play less level ones if you wish to do that for like if you really need some more spot, because as you said, you feel your grave with targets for this, just
Hmm.
paying for it. And probably is more for a Madoc oriented build where you wanna just control better the end of your opponent, and as it on top, like it can fix that kind of stuff. Like if you really want to give your opponent an empty hand, you just go with this, and like cards like 3 cost is nice. Also, if you're playing maybe the Sangha that charges too, I believe it's Sangha Swing. Yeah,
Hmm.
charges
Hmm.
2 from the trash.
Yeah, from the trash.
You
Yeah.
would just have the like big enter for this that you're not gonna need in the early game. And yeah, just discarding 2 probably is really big. Also, it's random again, and random discarding is really broken in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too.
And yeah, would be a solid 4 even for me.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure this card will see play in a lot of people's decks.
Sure. Just
Yeah,
Hmm.
this card's
that
just good.
complementary piece.
Yeah, very good, very good. It's very impactful for three enter especially.
Yeah.
All right, glad we all have similar opinions on these pieces. All right. Now we have end of turn. This piece costs 0 enter. Has no restrictions. You just choose one of the following. It has main phase and spell cut in, which is the first card to ever have spell cut in Diva format. And so what it does is you counter the effect of target spell that costs 3 or less. So it needs to have a combined cost of 3 or less. So just needs to be not 4 enter basically. That is the first option, and then the second option is you can add a Signy without Guardian from your trash to your hand. Personally, I don't think this is that great. It's not as bad as the first piece that we reviewed, but
For sure.
I don't like this card just because not only is it limited to its cost for the 3 or less spells, I the second effect is like never probably relevant enough to be like used. So you're only playing it for the first effect, and I don't know. I think stopping like one removal spell like isn't good enough, but I could be wrong. This one's like a hot like 2 for me.
2. Yo,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we might not be. Hmm,
I
I'll
was
think
gonna say
about it.
to. You're gonna go
Because
lower.
no, maybe
High.
3. I don't know.
Hmm.
Actually, what I think about this card is just it's very cool for like fact is the first and only negate we have for now.
Hmm.
Something you can call negate, but yeah, as Corrado said, like the second effect, you're just not gonna use. The first effect you're gonna use probably every game, but It's actually a very good piece, but it's like something you will play if you had like 3 pieces. It's
Yeah.
just like denying a good dig and like your opponent wasted like 2 energy just to do nothing, or a deafening inferno. Like at that point is also an energy your opponent is using and not doing anything with it.
Mhm.
So I think it's pretty cool, but it's just something very passive compared to other stuff. And the thing is just the low impact on the board, because I think negating a spell is really strong. But like if you had 3 pieces to play, I would probably play this. And I don't know, like I really like this card, and just for this, I think I'm gonna give you a 3.
Mhm. I see. I see.
You don't like doesn't care of the opinion. Just
Just a
give this
slap
vote
the two
because
on it.
this card is so garbage. He doesn't want to talk about it.
uh,
He's not deserving of my words.
Did you have anything to say on this, Eden? All right, I
Dude.
suppose not.
God damn it! I'm talking and I had my microphone muted for
Oh,
some
I see.
odd
You're good.
reason.
Yeah, I thought so.
I was saying that like sure it can cut a spell and everything. I feel like if it well at the moment there aren't really that many high cost spells that
Mhm.
people use, so anything can be like 3 or less, unless they're playing like that red one that costs 6 and kills everything.
Mhm.
I feel like, but I can say for the future this might get really good in the future. But if you get like higher cost spells, I wouldn't mind if this was like a cost 2 or 3 to like counter the effect of any spell.
I see. I see.
That point will be really niche. I feel like if you know you're going into a meta where there's like a cost 5 spell or something. I think
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
0 is good. Like at 0 is playable. If you add this at
That's true.
2, wouldn't even be minding this. It was
My
just
opinion
straight
can
up
easily change
unplayable.
on this card. I have done like no testing with this card because I just didn't think it was that great.
I don't think
Yeah, me neither.
you really need to test with this.
I
Yeah.
really
You either have like one more card in hand because you denied the random drain,
Uh huh.
or one more Signy on your board because you denied a black or red spell.
Mhm.
Your opponent didn't get to F cards in hand early game for good dick.
That's true.
He's just lied to
That's
the
true.
impact it has on the board. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think you can see that even without testing. Opinion.
I might. Well, talking about it like that, when I just looked at it, yeah, might yeah between the 2 and the 3 for me, I guess, just
Yeah.
because of those reasons. But like, there are so many other pieces that sometimes are better to run than something like this.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's just so many cards like within the game. It's just there are better stuff. Like as any card game, but
Hmm.
you just overlook on this because there are better cards, which is fine.
Yeah. That's true.
Mm.
All right. We're cool to move on.
Yeah. So the next card we're gonna talk about is actually the bottom tier list, or like the very worst piece. Am I just reviewing the worst pieces? Anyway,
I'm getting the better
anyway,
one, so.
anyway, for 3 cost with no restrictions in the Erics, colorless Erics, so any Eric. You have 7 or more different angels signaling your trash. Trash a signaling on your opponent's field and draw 2 cards. I'm not gonna talk about this card.
I don't think there are words to
No,
say
no,
it. I have never
actually,
tried angels, but
actually, I will
this.
say something about this. Like, I will say why is Like I think it's so bad. It's
Mhm.
just I've seen the angel cards, and I don't know if I'm just looking at them on the perspective of a like so powerful no limit card jockey player or something.
Mhm.
But I see they're like their best cards are in blue and black, if I remember correctly, and then you have Annual and Argane, which are not playable in Diagram. The Angels are, for as of now, because maybe they're gonna get better in the future. Like they're gonna surely get more supports, but as of now, it's just the one because deck looks too much to like black and blue, and then you just have Annual and Argane you cannot play in Diagram. So, and even then, like you have a cost 3 removal and draw 2 cards, which I'm not very excited about. And you will be having to play a very angel heavy deck. Like you have 7 or more angels, you will have to mill probably to
Mhm.
play these in early game. So yeah, Diagram. But I think just gonna go on a like 36 angels build with these if you wanna really play this. But yeah, as of now, it's just on both.
Mhm.
Yeah, as far as a payoff goes for having to be forced into an archetype, uh, this is so underwhelming. Like 3 enter to just trash a Signy and then draw 2. It's like if this
You
was
can do that
like
with one. What do you mean?
if
Not trash, but manage.
oh
Yeah.
wait, yeah, okay. But yeah, if this like hit 2 Signy and like remove like the draw 2, I think this card would be like more playable. But
Yeah.
yeah, pay 3 to remove 1 is like super relevant, and because you're playing angels, those 2 cards are probably not gonna matter.
Yeah. It just
Yeah.
digs so much, is it not in it? You just
uh,
just
yeah,
draw and dig, etc. Two signals to trash will be mega relevant, but not now.
yeah, I agree. Yeah,
Imagine
but
like to trash into battle phase.
oh, that'd be nasty.
Ooh, yeah.
Will be on angel
Everyone would
right
want to
now.
run that.
You just don't have a on turn 3.
All right, I think we all have our opinion on
Yeah.
a similar opinion. All right, let's move on
Mhm.
to the next card.
All right, so the next one is another good one, Xenocluster. It's basically just cost 0. You can put this in any deck you want, and you can choose one of 2 effects. One, you draw a card, and if you have discarded any number of cards this turn, well, moved from your hand to the trash by your opponent's effect, you can draw 3 instead. And and the second effect, you can enter charge 1, or if one or more cards were moved from your enter zone into your trash by your opponent's effects this turn, you can enter charge 3. This is basically the card that counters the level 3 center L rigs that we are getting in this set. It's
Just
basically
getting
that.
countered on the spot.
Yeah.
Parada, like.
It's just, yeah, just but
I think I'm gonna give
a one.
I was gonna say, whoa.
I
This
just feel
card
like
is
the existence
insane,
of this
dude.
card just
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
no, I was just saying, like, the existence of this card, even if you don't run it,
Mhm.
all decks will kind of play around it since it's a generic card and everyone can play it. Everyone will be afraid of it until you show your 2 pieces.
yeah.
Yep.
Can't wait to see people just going Kurira and Team Peace, so I'm not scared anymore or something.
True. Yeah. If like KK is a great card, but man, this thing just like removes that thing
Yeah.
from the card pool.
So
Yeah.
also, yeah, you just enter charge 1, and like you don't really need the KK for drawing 1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you play KK for the enter charge most often. But yeah,
Mhm.
this
Imagine play
card
KK for
is
drawing.
this card's gross. This it limits definitely a lot of archetypes, but me and Tetra have talked about this card quite like a few times. But you know, it's like a necessary
Mm.
evil for the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, it it definitely hurts a lot of archetypes and a lot of like ways to play the game, but because of how Cross is built, those ways are the only ways to interact aside from like removal on your opponent's turn. So this card's like yeah, once again, it's like a necessary evil. This card's amazing, but it sucks to
Mhm.
have.
Yeah, as I spoke with Scarad in the past, like this card, I just hate this card in the game.
Hmm.
Just because maybe people will drop this card after the like first 2 weeks of testing because like want to go on something else like more proactive.
Hmm.
But this card is just broken on like it's just maybe it's just better like how's it called again? The end of turn. Because if he like the very impactful stuff is energy charges
Yeah.
and maybe even just Madoka discarding your whole hand and like they have to do if Madoka hits you they have to do the discarding again because you drew 3. If Lobby hits you but didn't hit you too hard, you're just gonna energy charge 3 and like I basically like if I'm playing Lobby I've done nothing unless I went into like a full Lobby effect and go to the top.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's just a great complementary piece for any kind of like you don't want to run into big problems against your opponents. Like you don't want them to have a big turn. You just throw these into the field. And the last note, I hate the fact that they changed it to Xenocluster instead of Xenocluster.
Oh yeah. It was fun with an X, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate that either.
Yeah, I thought they made a typo actually because I think when they showcased it, like it was a written Xenocluster, and then the card on the back had the X or something. But yeah,
All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the first L rig of red. Um,
yep,
so this is DJ Lovett's new center. This is Card Jockey's new center L rig too. So it has an act ability to rest itself, and then if your opponent's level 3 or more, you put target card from player's enter into their trash. So basically, you tap her and you remove one of your opponent's enter, and then it has an on play to vanish one of your opponent's Signy, and then once per game has an effect. You can down one of your level 2 or lower Elrics to up her, or to stand her basically. And honestly, I'm probably gonna give this card a 5. Um, I do think this card is like gonna be insanely meta relevant for Card Jockey as a whole. Just being able to sponge your opponent out on enter um, every single turn, or like roughly every single turn. It's gonna happen for like 2 or 3 turns in a row. Um, is like really good, and it's synergistic with the piece because you're tapping yourself down, so you're gonna be able to attack with the endless punchline still. And once you get to your once per game effect, it literally just reads to take 2 enter, so that's like pretty sick, and it's a removal on play. So
it's a 3 enter actually. I think if you have like full Erics because you can downer too, right? Yeah.
but you wouldn't be able to attack with her unless you use the piece, right?
I mean, it's the piece.
I was
Just
talking
use
about
it.
like the following turn after you use
Yeah.
like the piece. If you go like turn 1,
Yeah.
tap her down to remove an enter, and then use the piece, and then the
Yeah.
following turn you're taking 2 of their enter but not using the piece.
Yeah.
But you can go either way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Probably like you wanna do of course the full effect, but that will mean on your start of your round. I mean 3, you're out of any defensive option.
Hmm.
So probably we're gonna just burn 2 with this and like leave disrespect, which we will see later. And I think is the assist we're gonna play like level 2 for Lovit, and we're gonna just keep that. Yeah, I think too this card is very relevant, and the only thing I don't like about this card is the context it is in, because probably with this you're not gonna play the older version, and I think I'm gonna miss playing um, roadmap PRJ.
Oh yeah.
The card, I think the card is cracked, but the way Love It Red is built, I think doesn't allow too many copies of her or zero.
Yeah, she's not
And
gonna be part of the main game plan anymore.
also this is just of course changes the game plan of the whole deck, and the way I see this is just no limit into card jockey. Like you have the same aggro stuff,
Hmm.
not the same of course, but you have very consistent vanishes, which you had with card jockey, but maybe you will leave one signia up on field, and with this probably you just can run over your opponent turn by turn.
Hmm.
and uh, and yeah, also it's like the 9 all deck tenor is pretty cool and kind of unique, I would say. And yeah, big five. I have to
I don't
give
have
a
much.
big
I don't have much else to say about that.
it's fine.
I think you guys just said everything. I just like both the new level thrill rigs we are getting just change the game.
Yeah. To some
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and move on.
So yeah. Okay, now we're just gonna talk about Iranas on stage, which I don't really like changing to Akina Center, but Akina stage, just one line effect, assist a rig level 1, vanish target 2 or less near your opponent's field. It's cool. Like it's just cool. Akino was just better because she bounced, but yeah, she's cool.
Yep.
And I don't know, like if you, I
Yeah.
think you're just gonna like am I like giving this like because
I
like
guess this should
what are you gonna play with like
I guess this should be addressed now because there is going to be a lot of cards that are like this, like a lot of assisto rigs, and maybe possibly Signy that just do like a very baseline thing.
And for a level 1 assist, like L rig, it's like just fine. I think it's probably like a 3, like a 3
I
or
was
4.
thinking
Like
the same.
they're just solid.
yeah,
Yeah.
but at the same point, at the same point, what you want a assist level 1 to do, like
Yeah,
That's
or
true.
you just
this
wanted
is
you either
a
wanted to
3,
plus or
4,
you
and
wanted as
5.
removal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, just
I
four,
suppose
I
4
guess.
does make sense. Yeah, it's strong. It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Thing is like if you wanna might the thing will be the argument will just be if you wanna play these over the other level 1, uh, which is cool. Like the thing is, I don't actually know much about the Akino gameplay, like the Akino Center. If you wanna push for more damage in the early game, or if
Mhm.
you wanna do shenanigans with the other one. And actually, let's go just talk. Like this was a one line effect. Let's just do the level ones one to, all together.
Yeah, sure.
If you're not glowing.
You sure?
Still assist a rig, and first effect when entered, draw card, energy charge 1, and second effect, put target card from your opponent end zone to the trash, which doesn't share a color with the central rig. And this is a very cool effect. It's just a cool effect. You're not removing stuff, but you're doing good stuff with resources all around. Maybe you wanna like. It really depends on what you're aiming to do with your build. And I think both options are viable in the end. So I will just give a 4 to these two.
Uh, this one, I think I am
Yeah,
gonna give this one a 3 because while I do think both options are like good, me personally, I think just the removal or ways to push damage like assisto rigs are just overall better, and these ones are the ones that have like the niche applications, the ones that you like maybe think of, because I think the baseline is you always want to be able to push damage early, so I think you pick the
yeah.
removal option.
As I said, I'm just giving these votes of defect. the on paper effect, because I don't really know much about the Akino's gameplay.
I see.
So yeah, yo, motorbikes, cool. Uh, and yeah, just this. I think it's really cool. Like if you don't need that removal, you surely are playing this instead of the other one.
Mhm.
What do you think, Aiden?
Uh, to be honest, I'm not sure, but a 3 or a 2 for me. I just feel like not 2, but my knowledge is pretty limited. Uh,
I'll
but
make you
I
feel
don't know.
comfortable. Let's go.
But I think like if the Enner like the killing one Enner was in like hard jockey in one of those assists,
Hmm
that would be usable in a deck like this. You're probably not really burning that much Enner. Just one Enner here, I don't think it makes much of a difference, to be honest.
Mm, I don't know. I really like that banner. Like any form of banner burning, for me, it's really spicy. Like if I can burn anything of my opponent, I will surely go for it.
Yeah, you're gonna burn the one
Yeah.
enter off them when you play this, and then they're gonna Xenocluster you, and you're gonna be like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna they're gonna they're gonna use that and then suffer later for other stuff.
That's true.
Plus
You're get
copium.
Oh, you know what you can do with this? You can play this um to bait out Xenocluster turn 1, and then
Yeah,
you still play go to the top.
yeah.
That'd be pretty
Oh
poggers.
yeah. I think this is a 5. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's sure. It's 5. It's
5
just a
because
5.
your
It's a 5.
opponent will
5.
probably no. 8.
Oh, an 8? Just for the
Okay.
bait.
Yeah.
Uh, all
Okay.
right, let's go ahead and move on to the next card. Eden will go ahead and read it.
All right, so we go into the level 2 Hiranas here, the assists. We start with Honest and Earnest, which it can be used in main phase or attack phase. Can vanish target level 2 or less Signy your opponent on your opponent's field, or you can pay 5 to vanish target level 3. You know what?
You
Not
know
really
what?
my type of card. I'm just giving it a 2 because I guess people might try to use this. I don't like it for some reason. Like it's telling you that you need to choose the levels and everything. Let's just say your opponent has 2 level 3s on the field. You can't do anything, basically.
I mean,
I don't know. It's
Like
probably
you'd
more
have to
too
pay
early
7
game.
in order
they
to be able
they
to
probably
interact.
Yeah, the
but
majority
they
of
probably
cards
have
is
a
like,
level 2.
yeah, but the majority is like pay 5, maximum 6, and you can like kill all the lanes. This it's like really specific levels, and you need to pay 7, and you can stop maximum 2 lanes. I don't know.
I don't even think it like the deck is allowed like to play this. like,
Yeah,
like
because of the
you
cost.
can like you struggle to use crossfade like second effect and SP 6 like year 7, but there's not much of a difference. And you have Wolf in card jockey and you struggle to crossfade. I'm gonna go give a big old 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the first to say it. I do think this card is like really cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so yeah, it's comparable like opposite is the Love It crossfade, which is pay 2 to remove anything, and the optional effect to be able to pay 4 to crush it a life cloth. But this one, yeah, it's so restrictive. It forces you to play it like at a certain point, and as like a defensive option, you really can't be like playing limited like defensive options. You you need something to do exactly what it's supposed to do when you hit the attack phase, and this
Maybe
can
he's
whiff
even
sometimes. So
flexible.
it just like, yeah, it just needs to be
Yeah.
flexible. Yeah. And yeah, this
I just
this card sucks.
yeah, I give it a 2 because I'm pretty sure there will be someone out there running this thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there definitely will be somebody who wants to play this.
Yeah,
I mean,
just
I'm
if
keeping the
it's
game.
the
I
only.
don't want to see them playing this.
It's I think it's the only so Hirana assists are only out in this set, right? And this is the only
Yeah.
one that can be used in the attack phase.
Yeah, that is true. If you want to have like double attack based timings, or you want to use like an aggressive main phase Ray, this is the only option you have in order for the attack
Yeah.
phase.
This is one of the main reasons why I don't like Akino, because you have like you would use a Ray that discards 2, which is broken, and you have no defensive options at all.
Yeah.
Like even crossfade, you're using that for just 1 vanish, and like just to like it's not really good, but you have something in attack phase. This is also just vanish a level, like you most times you're gonna just vanish a level 2 with this, and you're like does nothing on your opponent's board.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's not even like a generic vanish.
It's cringe.
Not even nerfed crossfade.
Yeah.
All right. Eden, you can go and have the next card too.
All right, then it's the next Hirana assist, probably the one you'll be running if you don't want to lose. Uh, Hirana Power On. When enter, draw 2 cards or enter charge 2 and vanish target signature on your opponent's field. It's a main phase only. You probably shouldn't even be running Hirana assists, to be honest.
Yeah,
Just go Dream
run
Team.
the level once. Just run the level once.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's the first assists this card gets. They could have put like something a bit better if we go and look for. Yeah, yeah. Because if you're gonna look at other assists you have in the game, the other one is like stop 1 lane, and even then you can't really stop that.
Maybe
Mhm.
stop 1 lane.
Yeah, maybe. And then
So
this one just gives you stuff in the main phase. Like it's more like draw 2s from a blue card or enter charge 2 from a green card. It's like grabbing effects from blue and green assist rigs. And then you vanish 1 just to not say that, oh, this is a half blue, half green card. No, no, no. It can vanish, so it has to be red.
Mhm.
also, actually, talking about the other like Irana, like you get to vanish a level 2. So your opponent playing 3-3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they
Oh,
like on turn 2, when they glow their or grow their assist rig, and they by the time they hit 3, they're gonna go 3-3-1, and you're just like, oh yes, I lose.
Yes.
oh,
Anyway,
it's well, it's level 2 or less. So, but even then,
it?
it can remove a 1. But
I'm
Oh,
blind
is it?
anyway.
I'm also blind.
yeah, I just
Anyway,
went back to it, to be honest.
anyway, about this card, I really like this, just like because
Oh, it is level
we
2
don't have
also.
any decent option, but like it's just for 1. It's just a really cool effect. It's on main phase, which is sad. Like we don't have good battle phase effects. Like, if you
Yeah.
want something, we will have to be forced into like Ray level 2. That I don't know. I think for 3 try it's a Signy on the bottom. But yeah, like this is cool, and also even if it doesn't do much on board, it enables your plays just by charging.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Yeah.
dodges maybe Madoka or any control deck, just
Mhm.
drawing 2 if you need. And yeah,
Mhm.
I think it's like even with just 2 options, it's kind of flexible.
Yeah, the only thing I see on this is that the first effect, it's usually on level 1 assists.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
yeah,
That
you
is
have the
primarily level
option
1
on
assist,
this
yeah.
one and vanish. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like even after rereading the last one where it can pop 2 or less instead of just 2, I still think this is just a better option overall. I don't
Yeah.
think you need
Mm-hmm.
the defensive capability. This one, yeah, it has flexibility. You can either go +1 enter, or you can draw 2, dig for more removal or something, and then being a removal for 1 is like pretty decent overall.
Yeah, for 1 is pretty free.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would rather like lose instead of like playing honest nerds.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Irana fans out there, like of honest and earnest, but no, not today.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the first red SR. So this is
Yeah,
Doji
but
Crimson Evil. This card's pretty funny.
yeah. Let's talk about another bad card.
Okay, so this has two auto once per turn abilities. The first one is when one of your life cloth is crushed, you can draw a card. The second one is when one of your Signia is put into the trash by cost or your effect, you enter charge one, and then it has an on-enter ability to you may crush one of your life cloths, and then its life first ability to vanish target Signia with power 8 or less. Um, so this card is quite literally hot garbage right now. I don't think there's going to be
Yeah,
any
right now is
playability for it. But however, I will give my competitive opinion on it because I did sleeve this up um, to try it. And so the second line attacks is pretty much almost irrelevant. There's like no good currently like good like sack synergy to be able to use this with.
yeah.
So it's basically just two effects. The crush one of your life cloth. I don't even know like why why you would want to do that. Losing one life is basically letting your opponent win the game. The only thing that this is relevant for is like maybe if you have no removal and you're like you want to crush on your life cloth to get like a removal. I don't know, maybe that's what you use it for, but uh, and then yeah, you for losing that one life cloth, you get a whole one card back. You know,
Yeah.
that's that's a pretty amazing trade off. You know, you're letting your opponent win slowly, and but you do get one card from it. You do get one card. So
I mean, I
Yeah.
think uh, I think this card was great, like because usually I don't mind getting crushed, like because if I'm like two clots short or like in a bad position or like I know I will not need another life clot to survive. Like it doesn't matter either way. Like if this was I don't know maybe crush one life clot and charge three or something, that would be cool because you would have like four more honor
yeah,
that you
that would
killed
yeah.
at a high cost, but you would have four to like doing stuff, and that would be great. But yeah, as you said, the second line does nothing right now because you have no effects. To the point, like I was looking for red cards when I was looking the set at the set myself, and guys, is sending two Amazon to trash like sucking cards? Like does that count? Please, can I play this card? No, it doesn't. So it's just literally like effects that says send to trash. And yeah, you don't have that line then, and just draw one card is really poor for one life clock to get crushed, and you don't want to have these on your board like sitting and do nothing till your opponent crushes your board, your
Mhm.
life clots. Also because it's likely like to be removed, and you're not even gonna get the draw one for getting crushed.
I'm just gonna say this. I put a one, but I might put a two for one single reason.
Hmm.
I can see people running this in card jockey to put whatever card they want on top of their life cloth and just crush it to use the life crush effect.
Mm,
Oh, I guess that
And
is some incidental synergy, I suppose. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. And about the like when a signia on your field is put in the trash by cost of your effect, this is basically what effects demons have right
Yeah.
now, but a demon deck right now does not work.
Does not exist, I will say.
Yeah. Like
I
there are
think
some
it's more
cards.
synergic, like something that tries to go synergic with the current decks, or
Mhm.
than being an actual deck
Yeah.
side package. Yeah, it's just like the even the crushing one on top with card jockey is just like what am I doing with the one I crushed? Like even if it's a card I want, what do I wanna have in my like in my energies. Like
Mhm.
Oh, I'm gonna pause for a second.
okay, so now the next card we're gonna talk about is another SR, which is Phoenix Natural Planet. That reads Harmony, one white Erig. For the ones who don't know yet, Harmony is basically a cost you have to fulfill in order to have your like card you're playing being Uptown field, because cards with Harmony enter downed if you don't fulfill the condition. So right now, Harmony one white Erig, you will have to down one of your white Erigs. And the effect is at the beginning of your attack phase, if this sickness is still up, put a card from your opponent's inner zone that doesn't share a color with that player's center Erig into the trash. And the second is at the end of your turn, if two or more cards were put into the trash from your opponent's zone by your effect, you draw one. So the first of all, I really like this card, not only for the very cool artwork, but it's just a little tool you can throw into maybe just red no limit, and even maybe card jockey if you want. And the really relevant effect, I will say, is just the first line, which is just burn one of your opponent's center that doesn't share a color with your opponent's center.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's just like if you have nothing to throw on board, like maybe you just, for example, a rose quartz that does nothing because you don't have enough enter. You just throw this and burn randomly a enter of your opponent. It's kind of like not hard to play, but it's fun. Like because if you like, you have to play like in the instance of where you're playing a red no limit, you'll have to like play this turn 3 because probably turn 4 you're gonna go into the Erasmus per game. And for that you need both to down both of your Erics level 2s. So if you down then them with Phoenix, you can't use that.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's kind of tricky, but still something I will play at 1 or 2 copies, and I think we're gonna see like 3 copies. I will not be surprised to see this in many people's deck.
Yeah, I
I
kind of.
feel like
Oh, go ahead.
oh,
Sorry.
go for it. Sorry, go.
I was just gonna say, I think this card is a little like niche, but I don't really have too much to say about it because I personally haven't tested or saved this card up yet. But um, yeah, like low quantities, I think this card might see play, and that's pretty much all I have to say about it.
Actually,
Um,
I don't know what kind of vote to give to this, because I think we're gonna like it's gonna be a widespread choice in many lists. Like they can fit this in, but at the same point, it's low quantities and doesn't like the impact of this is not like game changing, but it can help a win condition. So just 3, and you guys know what's goes on in this vote.
yeah, I feel like 3.5. Like if you're playing card jockey, love it. You don't have many ways to like kill enter, and I feel like this is one of like a good way to help out your center. I've been looking into builds, and I've seen people run like 3-4 copies sometimes of this card and
Uh-huh.
love it.
Many.
I've looked into like other ways you have to deny enter or kill enter for your from your opponent, and you have like you don't have much. You have from the cards we already have. You have like chandelier that if it kills something, it doesn't vanish it. It moves it to the trash.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm literally just opening it, the deck I've built, and like you have Libra that just if you are lucky and get those level ones, like anything you kill doesn't go to enter. But
Oh, I
like
see.
to
Yeah.
yeah to just instantly kill Enter, you don't have really much. You have
Go to the
your
top.
you have go to the
That's
top,
really
and
it.
you have Love It, and then you have this card,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. Because I've been looking into this card because I kind of want to try out Love It
Mhm.
because of Enter Denial and stuff. And I was looking into the deck, and yeah, you don't really have that many cards just kill Enter outright. And then we have that piece that we all gave a 3, yeah, that you can like choose it like Iten Toppa.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but if you wanna, I feel like if you're playing Love It, you're playing Endless Punchline and go to the top most likely.
Mm.
Probably. Or even
Yeah.
something else, as we said, like for it on top is like not
Hmm.
a really niche card, but like at the same point you want to play something else.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, Inner Burning is like pretty unique, and there's a reason we see it that often to the top being played.
Yeah, I think it's a. Yeah, I think there's definitely like this card will see play for sure. It just
Hmm.
matters of like the quantity and how many people end up playing it and like what archetypes they play it in. But
Yeah.
yeah, this card's pretty cool.
Also, again, if in the right deck, if you're burning two, you also get to draw one, which is not big, but like I will play this card even if it didn't have that line,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
like it's just one more card sometimes.
Hmm.
All right, we're cool to go to the next one.
All right, I guess that's me. The next one is another level 3 Signy, a Buffalo Phantom Terror Beast God. This is basically for a Terror Beast deck that I have never seen or even tried.
I'm gonna
Which
send you
reads
that later.
it, yeah, oh, it reads which reads auto whenever another Terror Beast Signy enters your field. The Signy and the Signy that has just entered your field both get plus 4k power until the end of turn. And then at the beginning of your attack phase, all Signy on your field with power 20k or more gain whenever this Signy attacks. You may pay red and colorless. If you do, vanish target Signy in front of this Signy with power 12k or less. I really don't know. I've never tried Terror Beasts. I feel like this would go well in a like a red green deck
Mhm.
because you have a lot of power gain in green. It's just basically like when you attack, you remove whatever is in front of it. If it's not a 13k, that we have a few in the game right now, uh, like you remove it and you get a free damage. But you have a lot of other ways to like remove cards. So
Mm. Actually, I think to judge this card properly, you have to have seen a build, and I think it like if you just see it for the first time, like probably you didn't, but just see this now. But like if you don't see them in a context of a built deck, I don't think it's really good. So
Mhm.
actually, I'm just gonna talk about the whole deck, I think, because this just, as Ethan said, is just a Terra Beast oriented deck. You're gonna
Mhm.
play this card in, and it's just first of all, this like synergize very good with Fennec, which is a green Signy. We're gonna see later, and it just says Fennec says energy charge when it attacks, if I remember correctly, and the effect that is really important is just like might come in handy. No, actually, it's really good because yeah, don't have other ways to boost it. It's just copy an attack of a Terra Beast you have. So you will play Buffalo first, then you play Fennec, which is another level 3, and probably a level 1 or 2 Terra Beast to boost again Buffalo to make Ergo to 20k. Fennec copy, and then you have 2 removals, and yeah, it's just a green and red build. and you do some interchanging with that. And the really cool thing about this is just like not only you can now kill big stuff, or actually is a card jockey deck probably. You want to see this in a card jockey deck because like uh, red and green.
Mm.
So like now you have a consistent way to kill 12Ks or less, and like as Ethan said, there are some 13Ks, but I guess like can just avoid them or do something else to kill them. But
Mhm.
yeah, you just have this way to kill big stuff, and 2 cost is not that big to pay because like you have a like the diner charges, so it's not really a problem paying 2 instead of say 1. And you're actually giving your opponent tenor just in the battle phase, so you're not gonna remove stuff before the battle phase, and your opponent is not gonna see that tenor.
Yeah.
And your deck also enter burns, so your opponent is not likely to like if you went nuts on your enter burning, your opponent is not likely to be seeing any enter to defend himself. And yeah, all around is just a good deck I've seen, and I'm excited to play this card, to be honest.
So in a vacuum, I think this card is like a 2 because if we're just like evaluating like when it's not in the Terror Beast build, because technically the second effect isn't locked into being a Terror Beast, you can play this in like a just like any like random green build with like red that power buffs. So, but like in that context, I think it's a 2. But in like the Terror Beast build, I think it's like a 4.
Yeah,
I think it's definitely
and
like
normal
like
cost.
probably a staple for sure because this is your best way to have like accessible removal. And yeah, attack phase removal is just like overall stronger than main phase removal, right? And it will be like later on too.
Yeah, it's just like of course if you see that out of context, it's just a 12K that does nothing because it can't even boost herself. But yeah, I actually don't know about the vote on this card because like if you're gonna see red builds like love it builds, we're gonna surely see. But if we just see them with Terabi stuff, and I think it's plausible actually.
Mm.
We're just gonna see Terabi stuff, so we'll give a 5.
Ooh,
Feel
interesting.
like 5.
I think I don't even know. Even though with everything we talked and everything, I think it's gonna be for me like a 3-4.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the deck,
Influenced by
sure,
the
but
votes.
like looking at this card, I kind of want to try Terra Beasts now, but
Mm-hmm.
until I do,
So 3-4.
yeah, I think a 3-4 for me.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's even just a 4. It's really fine because like enables the deck, but you're not like forced to play just a removal build with just Terrabis.
All right. So we're on to I believe Boudica here, and I'm just gonna read this real quickly. This is Boudica Crimson Angel. As long as the Signy's in your center, the Signy gets plus 5k. This is it's pretty unplayable.
I don't,
I don't I don't know what you're doing with
because
an 18k stat line in a red deck.
it was maybe something if it was like 11 because you can go with Buffalo and boost 4K, but you're with this you're going like plus 5 plus 4
Yeah,
and going to 19.
Mm-hmm.
Not even that, and I wouldn't play even. I wouldn't play this even if it was 11K or something.
yeah.
Like
The only
level 3
thing,
spots are just too tight
yeah,
already.
you'd rather be playing like removal with your red cards. So
Yeah.
Spots taken like by you're
the
fired.
only noteworthy thing I can say about this card is that it is like a brave, and I mean brave does get support, but I don't want to sleep up a brave common like this. So yeah,
We're
Yeah.
not at the stage of the game where like we strongly talk about the like types. I
yeah,
guess they're
exactly,
called.
yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on. So
Okay.
This one's Tetra right here.
Yeah. Okay, so next card is Hamster Phantom Terrorist. Whenever this Signy attacks, if this Signy's power is 8k or more, vanish target Signy on your opponent's field with power 3k or less. If the Signy's power is 12k or more, instead vanish target Signy on your opponent's field with power 8k or less. It's decent in the context of Terrorist because you can like boost this and like if you enable this to some extent it's always good because it's just a free removal for stuff like you will be also paying like one enter and like doing free stuff is good. So I don't know, I guess it's decent but it's not the real best because there like you need some enabler for this and as the last card you have to like boost this for 4k plus 4k again, so I don't know,
Mhm.
like you will do if you're doing this with Buffalo you have to go like Buffalo into Hamster, boosting itself for 8k going to 13 and then you
Mhm.
have the maximum effect. If not it's just a removal like Romeo like in that range. So I don't know, like 3. I guess it's fine for this card.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, in the context of Terror Beast, I think this is like I'd run this in
I
low
mean, if it,
quantities just for
thi-
the turn 3 play. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think it is also like I want to give some credit to this card just for being like the non-SR decent red card of the set.
I see. I
Like,
see.
just because it's something playable. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
cool.
I'd give this card like it's very niche. I
0.5.
suppose a 3. I think a 3 is like fine. I could like
Yeah,
see
yeah. It's
myself
fine.
putting
It's
a
fine.
2, but I think yeah, this card is just like okay. It's nothing like
I can see that too,
amazing.
but I feel like 2 is too rude for this card.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess you are always gonna put this in a Terror Beast deck, like no matter what you do.
Yeah,
So
Mhm.
to some extent.
Yeah. Just so you have something like removal on attack, but it's as you guys were saying, like only in Terra Beast, because
yeah.
I don't
There's not
see.
much stuff to boost your stuff out there.
Mhm.
Okay. Not much to talk about there, so we'll go ahead and check out the next card here.
All right, the next one is a stove code art. If anyone needs to cook their food, this stove is probably cheap. Uh constant. As long as there is a spell in your trash, the Signy gets plus 3k, and then when it enters, you can pay 3. And if there are 5 or more spells in your trash, the Signy gains Assassin until the end of turn. I just feel like the second effect is kind of hard to pull off.
hmm
You need to be like a really, really late game, or you're playing against a deck that milled you for ages, and you are running at least 5 spells.
Yeah. Also, like there at some point past, you're not running spells like max 8 probably in any given deck. I don't know if in the future
Mhm.
like we're gonna run like 12 spells or something. But for now, it's just a 10k, which is good. Like a level 2 10k and this red. Like maybe you don't have that many options out there that have no triggers and are red Signis 10k. Because the first effect I think will be most likely live for most of the game. And even
hmm
if it wasn't like ISO 7k, which is like good, not that good. Like, and I will be like really forced to play in this just if I have like no spot for something with a trigger.
Yeah, this card in particular is
Mhm.
like it's weird because they're definitely not meant to be like a high quantity card. Like you maybe like like slam one of this and like I don't know maybe your
Yeah.
Love It or your Lion deck, but the 3 red enter just to get Assassin like maybe if you're lucky in the mid game doesn't like it doesn't seem that appealing. And if you just
Yeah.
rate it as a 10k, you'd rather just play like a dual color or anything better than that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give this card like a 2 for like maybe having some like niche applications as like a one of, but I don't think it's like unplayable, but I don't think it's good. So
Mm. I don't know. Probably yeah, just 2.
Yeah, I was thinking
There
something
are
like that too.
there are some points I don't wanna go past. Like it's, I feel it's also deserving a one, but I don't know. I don't feel too rude.
Yeah.
It's just the question of running a one off just
Yeah.
in case it
Yeah,
comes up.
exactly. Yeah.
Thing is, if even if you like have a game you trigger like Deafening Infernos, you have them in life clots, you're playing good digs, etc. Like even if you have the chance to cast the second effect, you're not gonna do that because it's trash. Like
Yeah.
just to give assassin for 3, like I do any more stuff. Banner.
Yeah, I think the card is just like okay. Maybe yeah, like I said, I'd sleeve it up as maybe a one of to try it, but I don't think I'd go anything
Yeah,
like past that.
always.
But yeah, not much to talk about here. We can go to check out the next card. So this is Nuncha, High Armed. This is a basically a life burst tech, as I like to call these. Vanilla that only has a life burst. And so it's put target card from your opponent's enter zone into the trash, and you draw a card. Um, I've seen this card like a little bit in JP list. I've kind of wanted to try it. I don't think it's like amazing, but I think it's better than the other red life burst tech that they have access to. And in like an enter burning like strategy, like maybe this card has some like application, but this card isn't like as explosive as something like Folklore. So I don't really like value it that highly.
Thing is that there's a like it's decent burning your opponent's center, but aside of that, it's just a 10k, like which is not that bad. But I don't know, like you want to do something else with your triggers. Like if it burn like 2 and then have some drawback on your end, it like will be balanced and decent maybe. Just burn 1 to draw 1, like doesn't go much further than just something like a trigger to draw 1, in my opinion.
I just have a thought about cards that only have life possibilities, and that thought is I don't like them
I see.
Fair.
because I can never get anything good on my life cloth, and my opponents always do. So
It's good for your opponents.
I respect that.
yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say I respect that opinion.
no, like I just feel like you kind of wanna burn Enter during your turn, or at least before the attack phase, because during the attack phase it's only gonna like uh damage your opponent's Enter for your next turn, and even then I don't know, if they're playing against Ender burn decks, they're already waiting for it and counting to it most likely. So yeah, I don't think I really like it. Uh, sure, I might give it a 2 just because I've seen people play it. Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't though, but yeah.
I'd give it a try.
hmm
Yeah,
Yeah, if I have
alone.
some luck, finally.
Yeah, nothing much, just a light burst tech. Um,
hmm
yeah,
My turn, I guess.
yeah.
Okay, so next card we're gonna talk about is Men's Natural Planet. On action, put this Signy on top of its owner deck. Life Burst, you may pay 1 if you do vanish your opponent's Signy on your opponent's field with 8k or less. I don't see an application for this card. No, not now. I don't even see like something in the future with this. I don't know if I'm missing something, but like, I don't know if you have level 1 like decks that run level 1s for any given reason. You're going with Saturn to ensure everything, and yeah, pretty much that. Like you don't need to have this card to enable your level 1 strategies if you have Saturn around. So and the life burst is just vanish and it care less, and we have cards that do that for free. Level 1 with the same power, the same color.
I was just about to mention Sita. Sita is literally
Yeah.
like this exact card because this card's effect is
Yeah.
basically like flavor text. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't know why. There has to be
Yeah.
something here
Sierra,
for
the
this,
best
but it's
card.
not anything that I know.
My favorite trigger in the game, Sierra.
Yeah,
And I'm
this
for
card's
real.
pretty cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least
I
right
look
now,
at the
maybe
effect
it
and
will
I'm
have
like, what the
some
hell is this?
application in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for now it's bad.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just move to the next card.
All right. So next one is Zephyr Crimson Evil. With enter, put another red signia on your field into its owner's trash. Vanish target signia on your opponent's field with power 3k or less. This is basically what's the name of that level one that everyone uses in red that I completely forgot
Romeo.
right now.
Romel,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Romeo.
basically Rommel, but instead of paying one, you are like getting rid of another of your red signies. In a thought about demons have all of these effects that if this signy is removed from the field to the trash by an effect or something, it activates something else. Maybe, but even then, I'm really not sure. Only if you really want to run like a level one that removes stuff from your field, but I don't think demons are at that stage right now.
Hmm.
Maybe if you have some deck that draws a lot, at the point getting rid of your stuff is better than pay nanner. And
That's
I
true.
think this also enables Daji's effects. But like I don't see myself like building a deck around Daji and this card. Yeah,
Yeah.
just to do what did I remember? I think it was another charged one. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I
Like
like
he's
about this is that it clears up space, but
yeah.
that's as far as I go with it. It's just worse Romel at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
In the right deck, which we don't have now, by the way. But in the right deck is better than Romeo, just because like depend. It just depends on what you need on your board. Like if you just need more mana, etc.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're just going like draw turbo, you have
Hmm.
a lot of leftover stuff. You don't mind using this card.
Hmm.
And yeah, like Romeo is good because like it removes 3k, like a really easy card to throw in decks and play. And this is just the same card.
Mm-hmm.
Just, yeah, it depends on your necessities.
Yeah.
Personally, I'll feel like a 3 for this card. Like I feel like it might come in handy in the future. Probably now we will not see this card being played.
I'm still
But
gonna rate this as a 2. I think it's just a little too niche for
yeah,
me. That's my personal
yeah,
opinion.
Yeah, I was gonna say three, just in the context of demons. I know demons are
I see.
not really a thing right now, but since like you can get an other effects off just because of this, I
yeah.
feel like I can give
What?
it a three, but
Please.
I might be a bit biased since I want to build demons in
Yeah,
the
it's
future.
just one
But
of those things that doesn't get much supported right now, just because like we didn't have the enough releases for like having
Mhm.
more niche stuff to get boosted or get supported. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
believe
like
in
if
later sets it
yeah
gets better.
if we had to just talk about this card, like given we are in changing Diva and like not counting future stuff, it will be a 2, hot 2,
Yeah.
even 1, but like
Hmm.
for something in the future.
We good to move on?
Sure.
Okay. This one's mine, right?
Hmm.
Okay, so we have a Kamui who's I'm not gonna pronounce that. This is a Crimson Angel. Whenever an angel on your field is vanished, targets again on your field gets plus 5k power. Um, Red Angels are not good, and I don't think this makes him any better. Uh, I do like the effect that it's like implied to do, where you like lose an angel and then you can just pump one to like maybe protect it. But yeah, no, I don't. This
Yeah.
card isn't it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think
not
either.
even good if you like just enter, give plus 5k boost. Like that will be something, but yeah.
Yeah,
Don't want to be playing Angels with red. In
pack
general.
filler. Let's go.
Yeah, just like the other one that you can tap it and put it on top of the
Yeah,
deck.
yeah, just pack
Yeah.
filler. Okay, let's go to the
Big
next
pack
card.
filler. Okay. Yeah, just we go in the last red card is Imperfect Harmony, which is basically Nobunaga without legs. Red spell, pay 2 red, give double crush to a level 3. It's good. I can see this card being played. Like, you don't have to run Nobunaga, and like that's something, I guess. Like, is not that bad. It's because you can just throw double crushes on board like as much as you want. Like you don't have to run I don't know 3 or 4 Nobunagas that might be dead,
Hmm.
and yeah, just something less in your level 3 Signis. I see myself like just playing Nobunaga instead of this, but if specifically you just don't wanna like you will not have resources for that Nobunaga to rise on. It's like decent. Just a Nobunaga option, I would say.
I feel like this card can be used probably in like two different like parts. Like one, if you're on a budget and you really don't want to run Nobunaga's because
Yeah.
those are kind of expensive, you can like run
Ah,
two of these. It's not the same thing because like it's another card that like goes on top of the space you already have
ma.
and such, but it's an option that you can think about. And the other one is that if you really have the space for it,
Yeah.
might come in handy, but might give it a 2 or 3.
I
Mm.
think in some builds this could be better than Nobunaga, but I'm not sure when that is. I don't feel like it's now, but I definitely think this card has potential later because I do think
Yeah, me
Nobunaga will
too.
eventually get shifted out, and this card will be like slotted in somewhere. So
Yeah.
even for now, I'm still
Mhm.
gonna give this a 3 because it also doesn't take up a trigger slot, which is all the
Yeah,
spells in
that's
this
big.
set don't take up trigger slots, so
Mhm.
that's a really
Yeah.
like important thing because triggers are like what limits deck building right now.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Even the lack of stuff that don't have like on paper good effect and have no trigger. Like you have problem with that too sometimes. Shovel something in just because you're putting fillers on in your deck or double chorus you don't need just because I don't know, some effects are worse than a Signy being like 10k. And one more thing about this card is maybe if you're running on like the lower red energies, because with Nobunaga you will have to go onto one red Signy if I remember correctly. Yeah, it requires that, and then you will have to pay 2 red. With this, you might find the right balancement between like your red runner. Like I played Nobunaga in a Leon build, and I didn't like it. Not only because like I was always like it was the one, so I was throwing that in the life clots because like I was throwing that in the life clots. But at the same time, even if I had Nobunaga at the right time, I wouldn't have had like the right red runner to use it, or even just one red Signy or something.
Yeah, I think this is probably like the the best red card that's in the set, or that's not like an SR. So
I mean, we have Phoenix.
I said that's not an SR.
We have Irana, honest and honest.
Oh no.
No.
If we're
But
gonna go
yeah.
that way, we have stove.
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
true.
big gold
Just
Um,
because of the
10k.
no name. Just for the
but before
name.
we close up off on here, can I get both of your thoughts on like just red overall in this set? And we'll start with Tetra.
Uh, Filler for no limit. Just like Buffalo has its strategy, like as I widely talked, like I don't know, I've seen a list about of Terror Beast and I liked it, so like I'm gonna talk about it for till the end of times.
Mm-hmm.
And Phoenix, like you have Phoenix, which is like the 1 or 2 of, and like you have the chance to run Akino with no limit, and I don't know, that's garbage. Like I don't like that, to be honest. Like maybe it's better for something. I don't know. Like we'll see just by people building decks, but I don't know. Personally, right now I don't feel like off defensive, off aggressive is looking that good. Then you have Love It, which is another central rig, is pretty much welcomed. Like it's a really decent card.
For me, I guess I don't know. I really like Love It. That's probably the one of the two cards I look forward the most to play or like test out. Then the assists, I don't like any of them, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Just I'll just throw them out the window. Uh Daji maybe later on in a demon deck, but even then, I don't know. Demons are still ways away to being good, I believe. So that's another down. And then Phoenix, I just like Phoenix. Maybe it's because of the art. I don't know. I like the
Art
card.
is epic.
Yeah. And then the rest is just like I don't like any of the cards, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the spell, but I
It's
don't.
low
Well,
average.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'll give my closing thought. I think Buffalo is a cool card. I think being able to build around it is pretty neat. Phoenix is like okay, but as for like the rest of Red, it's like very niche, very whatever. I don't think they were the big talk of this set, so I don't really have much to say about them. But yeah, we will go on into the next color, which will be green in the next video. So we will catch you all there, and I'll be here with the suspects as usual. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later.